Ya tuangalie tutafanyaje, kwa sababu mambo tunajua yako tight, so inatakiwa tuangalie kama inawezekana kusukuma huku na huku, inakuwa rahisi zaidi. Tutajua sasa tukifika pale, si hatujafika pale lakini
The coat got stolen, the promise to not. From the pit to the palace I never forgot.
What's torn down will rise again. What's buried deep will bloom within. You can strip the name, the robe, the pride, or destiny never dies.
So tell them I'm still that dreamer, not in the pit, now I'm feeding nations. I was never just a prisoner, I was purpose in preparation. From the pit to the palace I kept the faith. They wrote me off but God don't erase. Dreams still speak when the world goes silent. Came through pain but I walk like giant. No betrayal to favor, I stood through it all. Even in prison I answered the call. The coat got stolen, the promise did not. From the pit to the palace I never forgot. What's torn down will rise again. What's buried deep will bloom within. You can strip the name, the road, the pride, but destiny never dies. So tell them I'm still that dreamer, not in the pit, now I'm feeding nations. I was never just a prisoner, I was purpose in preparation. They left me in the pit, but with no light. Said I'd never rise, now I stand in sight. Dreamer since youth, coat full of color. Brothers turned on me, envy like no other. Sold out for silver, chained in the dark. But purpose don't die, it grows in the heart. Locked in a cell, they thought I was done. But vision don't die till the mission is won. From the pit to the palace, I kept the faith. They wrote me off, but God don't erase. Dreams still speak when the world goes silent. Came through pain, but I walk like giant. No betrayal to favor, I stood through it all. Even in prison, I answered the call. The coat got stolen, the promise did not. From the pit to the palace, I never forgot. Falsely accused, thrown down again, but I served like a king, even locked in pen. Gifts still flowed when the lights went out. I spoke what I saw, faith not doubt. Pharaoh had dreams, I held the key. What they threw away now leads the city. Stored through famine, blessed through pain. What they meant for evil turned to gain. From the pit to the palace, I kept the faith. They wrote me off, but God don't erase. Dreams still speak when the world goes silent. Came through pain, but I walk like giant. No betrayal to favor, I stood through it all. Even in prison, I answered the call. The coat got stolen, the promise did not. From the pit to the palace, I never forgot.
What's torn down will rise again. What's buried deep will bloom within. You can strip the name, the role, the pride, or destiny never dies.
So tell them I'm still that dreamer, not in the pit, now I feed the nations. I was never just a prisoner, I was purpose in preparation. From the pit to the palace, I kept the faith. They wrote me off, but God don't erase. Dreams still speak when the world goes silent. Came through pain, but I walk like giant. From betrayal to favor, I stood through it all. Even in prison, I answered the call. The coat got stolen, the promise did not. From the pit to the palace, I never forgot. What's torn down will rise again. What's buried deep will bloom within. You can strip the name, the role, the pride, but destiny never dies. So tell them I'm still that dreamer, not in the pit, now I'm feeding nations. I was never just a prisoner, I was purpose in preparation.
I'll figure it out as I go, looking at different tools. See if I can learn from them.
They threw dirt on my name, but I was a seed. They left me in the pit, cold with no light. Said I'd never rise, now I stand in sight. Dreamer since youth, coat full of color. Brothers turned on me, envy like no other. Sold out for silver, chained in the dark. But purpose don't die, it grows in the heart. Locked in a cell, they thought I was done. But vision don't die till the mission is won. From the pit to the palace, I kept the faith. They wrote me off, but God don't erase. Dreams still speak when the world goes silent. Came through pain, but I walk like giant. From betrayal to favor, I stood through it all. Even in prison, I answered the call. The coat got stolen, the promise did not. From the pit to the palace, I never forgot. Falsely accused, thrown down again, but I served like a king, even locked in pen. Gifts still flowed when the lights went out. I spoke what I saw, faith not doubt. Pharaoh had dreams, I held the key. What they threw away now leaves the city. Stored through famine, blessed through pain. What they meant for evil turned to gain. From the pit to the palace, I kept the faith. They wrote me off, but God don't erase. Dreams still speak when the world goes silent. Came through pain, but I walk like giant. From betrayal to favor, I stood through it all. Even in prison, I answered the call. The coat got stolen, the promise did not. From the pit to the palace, I never forgot.
What's torn down will rise again. What's buried deep will bloom within. You can strip the name, the role, the pride, or destiny never dies.
So tell them I'm still that dreamer, not in the pit, now I feed the nations. I was never just a prisoner, I was purpose in preparation. From the pit to the palace, I kept the faith. They wrote me off, but God don't erase. Dreams still speak when the world goes silent. Came through pain, but I walk like giant. From betrayal to favor, I stood through it all. Even in prison, I answered the call. The coat got stolen, the promise did not. From the pit to the palace, I never forgot. What's torn down will rise again. What's buried deep will bloom within. You can strip the name, the role, the pride, but destiny never dies. So tell them I'm still that dreamer, not in the pit, now I'm feeding nations. I was never just a prisoner, I was purpose in preparation.
In front of your face, they hide the AI behind the functionality. I don't know, I think I'm dragging on YouTube. You guys will tell me if it's dragging. But yeah, looking at apps like let me
They threw dirt on my name, but I was a seed. They left me in the pit, cold with no light. Said I'd never rise, now I stand in sight. Dreamer since youth, coat full of color. Brothers turned on me, envy like no other. Sold out for silver, chained in the dark. dark, but purpose don't die, it grows in the heart. Locked in a cell, they thought I was done, but vision don't die till the mission is won. From the pit to the palace, I kept the faith. They wrote me off, but God don't erase.
So if you look most of the tools, if you look most of them, they are building chatbots, and the chatbot, it's people are fed up with that. It's called Notebook LM, Notebook LM dot Google, yeah. So that's one of the two which totally doesn't scream AI in front of you, but it uses almost everything about AI. Have you tried Notebook LM? LM, not LLM. LM. Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one because you can make your podcast. So the main part that AI is doing is on building, generating all the things that you want, analyzing the text, and they're giving you the best podcasts. So, and now they have added even the feature that you can talk to. You can be part of the conversation. So it's kind of a podcast that you can contribute to the conversation. I'm sure it's very dragging on YouTube. I'm thinking of that. If you're on YouTube, please let me know. Tell me if it's dragging. But yeah, so this is where we need to be moving toward, where you can build tools that are using AI, but they're not screaming AI in front of users. Because what you do mostly, you bring your content here, and then the AI do the magic. The AI do the magic of making sure it's nice, powerful. I was reading this book, Interface. It's amazing. Interface theory of perception. I just saw it today, and I was like, okay, it's really interesting. It's really interesting. So yeah, that's one of the things I'm thinking around. How can we build tools that are not chatbot, but to use AI? That are not chatbot, but are using AI. Based on one source. This may take some minutes. Yeah. So to produce a very good podcast. But now another good part now. Let's say we build the good thing that I'm thinking around the podcast is, what if somebody can be able to add their own background music on the podcast? Because you cannot do that here, right? I don't know. Yeah, you cannot. Yeah. So that's what I'm working on today. By the way, how is everyone doing? How how is your life treating you? The weekend is here. Are you enjoying? Are you summer? It's not summer everywhere, so if it's summer on your end, are you in the mood, or you are not? Good. For me, I'm just trying things here. Phew. Okay, done. Let's see. still tricky to come up and let me push this to a proper. I think it's good to be tested now. Let me push it to a proper environment. Let's see. Let's push this to the proper environment and see what we can do. Yeah. And I think what is that? Good. All right. Let's do that. So we have this and we want to try to push it to a proper environment that we can be able to test and see how it works. And yeah, from there, we have key things that we are going to look at. We are using Fast API, that's the technology we are using, so it's straight Fast API, and we are using. I love Fast API because you can do more in short time, but also you can be able to add some of the security features if you want some. Yeah, so it's one of my go-to most of the time. It's one of my go-to whenever I want to deal with things, build a quick app that I can try and think about. Fast API never let me down. So this, what it does basically basic things, and I'm not connecting the web search now or content extractor. They are not yet connected, but we can do audio transcription here. Yeah, I just bring the audio and you're good to go. Yep. Let's say what. Yeah, you bring your audio there. Let me push this first. So okay, when is this? Are you building anything recently related to AI native application or something? I think it's dragging. I should test this. How can I test this? I feel like there's a very much dragging on. less stress faced on this. So I want to deploy it on my VPS quickly and see how it will work. The good thing of my VPS is I can try things quickly. I can be able to have proper domain, share with someone who need to test, and then from there I can even kill it in a short period of time. So it's easy for me to deploy quickly, share, have a feedback, kill the server, kill the app, move to the next thing. So tell me, what is your thought on the possible ideal on apps that are not, they're using AI, but they are not a chatbot? What is your thought? Hmm. Have you thought about that? Because those are the apps that are going to be the next level. So here it transcribes, it's basic thing. So with this, now with this, we can do a lot of things with agentic power and hide all of the main goal is here is to hide everything related to functionality of AI. Just give the user the experience of doing things easily. Sorry. So the user doesn't need to stress, doesn't even need to know if you are using AI. Because think of this, if you are transcribing this, okay, you send this to be transcribed, but after the transcription is done, then the AI go through the text and explain the text back. I think that can be a cool idea, but can somebody pay for that? There's another thing. There's cool idea and there's idea that are worthy to be paid for. So sometimes the idea can be so nice, but is someone going to pay for it? Because if no one can pay for it, means that he's not solving really problem in a certain context. But if somebody is thinking like, okay, I can pay for that. How many can pay for that? Yes, hi Pancake. How are you? You're welcome, man. Oh, you're welcome. How many people can pay for the app that just transcribe something they just pushed there and get the details? Like, let's see, for example, if we talk about Notebook LM, what they do, they give you this conversation audio, and now they are offering you can pay for this. What it does, it's using good voices to make the podcast, but also which the what is happening is you upload your documents. The documents are analyzed by AI, summarized by AI, and it generates a transcript by AI, and then if that transcript possibly is pushed to the tool that generates the audio. Yeah. Now that's where it becomes sweet because there's when you get the audio.
Have you ever really paused to consider how you perceive reality? We often just operate under this assumption, that our senses are like perfect lenses.
Right, giving us this accurate, faithful picture of the world.
Exactly, that classic idea. What you see is what you get. But what if that intuitive feeling is, well, not just a bit off, but like fundamentally wrong.
It's a very compelling assumption, that intuitive view, but it's precisely what cognitive psychologist Donald Hoffman challenges
Okay.
with his interface theory of perception. And his core claim is pretty startling, really counterintuitive.
Which is?
That evolution doesn't necessarily favor perceiving true reality. In fact, he argues natural selection often drives accurate perceptions to extinction.
Wow, okay. Extinction.
Yeah. Instead, it fosters a kind of user interface, something designed just to guide our behavior, not really to reveal objective truth.
Okay, this is fascinating already. So our mission in this deep dive is to really unpack this idea, explore the evidence from the scientific paper that lays
bring you any feeling that no, I'm talking to the AI. No, it doesn't give you that vibe. It gives you the very smooth vibe that okay, you just bring your documents, we'll give you the podcast. How cool is that? So you don't feel the chatbot experience, which is the same thing that you can build, and you have the chatbot and you have the tools. Now somebody come to the chatbot, upload the files, but now the feeling of the chatbot, people think is a chatbot. That feeling, that mindset, because we are now used for chatbots since, because they become very popular 2022 December going up. 2023 we have lived with that, while people are afraid of them. 2024 everyone moved to it. 2025 people feel like, no, I don't want to see a chatbot again. I don't want to see another chatbot. If you're bringing a product, don't wrap it in chatbot. I don't want to see that. So that's where we think now we have to think outside that box and think, okay, what another way to present? Because this is a good way. I really love the notebook LM idea, product idea. It's the same. It's totally AI. It's a chatbot, which is not true. So it's totally almost the same, but not the same. Yeah. What is your thought? What comes in your mind? Do you think we should think outside the box, we should build something different, and because that's the way to go. If you build a chatbot, it's very likely that people will like, okay, it's good. So it's you're building for the 2024 world, not 2025 going forward, because there's a lot of chatbot. So don't build chatbot. Going forward, you need to integrate AI into tools, into environment with hidden tools, and make it feel seamless. So let me see. I think now I'm getting some idea, because I'm looking at the text here, the transcripted text here, and let's say we have also web search capability. So think of that. You have uploaded your text, you have uploaded your audio. Actually, with this, let me see. Actually, what did I create today? Yeah, there's a lot of possibility. There's a lot of possibility around AI native. What was the name of this project actually? I don't remember even the name. Let me see here. Okay. No. Yeah. So there's a lot of way we can do things, and we can make them look a little bit better. But I'll be happy to hear your review, your comment. Do you think the time for chatbot is over, or I'm trying to speed things up? Because to me, I think it's over. unless we build chatbot that people can use also to chat. So you move Facebook to chatbot. So people can start logging in chatbots. You just log in, the AI will ask you, can you give me your credential? You log in and then you. So that means the interface of most of the apps are being moved or will be moved to chat, which is a little bit, doesn't sound like some people can do that. But people didn't think that people will be exposing their emails to AI, but now people are connecting their emails direct to AI. Because people are like, who will do that? Who will connect their email to AI? Who will send their data to AI? But now it's no longer the same. People are pushing everything. People are pushing more data than even before. 2022, 2023, people are like, no, I don't think so. But when they realize that, no, this is just a zipped file, so it cannot do everything you want if it doesn't have context, it doesn't have information, then it's okay, let's try to give it information. And when they started giving the information, they realized, okay, it can do more and more. But now that's also helped to get more good models, which we can see today. Because there's a lot of good and powerful models that we see today, which are the result of all of that. People to be open-minded and ready to push their data. Okay. Yeah. And to me, most of the thing that I think about AI is if you find a way to bring it between the human and the human interaction, daily human interaction, then you are good to go. The moment we can find a best way, if you are thinking about idea, because that's what I'm thinking about, is if we can find a way to layer it between the task someone wants to do and themselves. The layer between that is like the mic. The mic is between me and my voice and you. So I need to get to you, I have to pass, the voice has to pass through this mic to you. Think of the keyboard AI. That's where I become useful. If it's powered by AI, every conversation is going to be, but it's going to be using AI in some way. And I did something there because I built some keyboard early before when I was testing that. So when you bring something between user and what they want to do, it becomes easy. We see the video. Now people, they don't need to write even anything. They just create video online using AI and they become easy. But we also see the video, which is the editing part, where it comes between what the task has to be done and the user. Not talking about coding, because who want to write the same code? Because remember, when we are coding, we use a lot of other people's library. You like it or not, you are smart, you are not, you have 100 years coding or not, you're going to use other people's library to make your project run. Otherwise, also, you can use your own. You can do things with vanilla code without using any other people's library fully. But at the end of the day, it needs you to do something. So if I was supposed to write a function, but I can tell the AI to write that function, then that cut the time between me writing the function and the function being existing on my code. Yeah. And that also, in one way is good, But in another way, I don't know. It's good both sides. To me, I think it's good both sides because, of course, if you are learning, you don't need to use AI a lot because it's going to steal your chance to learn the coding if you are learning how to code. But if you are not learning how to code, you are building stuffs, then please don't stop yourself from using AI because it will help you to speed up because you know what you are looking for. If you know what you are looking for, you know the end result. Man, use AI. But if you don't know, please start that thing. Understand it. Because if you don't understand whatever error will happen, AI will not figure it out for you sometime. Most of the time. Most of the time you need to be knowing a little bit what you're looking for. Because remember there is also still hallucination and the likes. So and also when too much information to the AI will make it also get confused. So it's 50-50, but when you know what you are looking for, you can balance that. You can balance that, you balance the speed. I saw someone was complaining on LinkedIn that you build with AI, you seems to build fast, but at the end of the day, it costs you a lot of time to do the fixing. Has that happened to you too? That you seems to be working fast, you have the product quick, is out, it seems to be like, okay, you are done, but in real, it can delay you because it takes you fast, then it can go back. And remember, these are agentic. Sometimes they can get confused and they will start, instead of fixing one issue, they will try to fix the whole code base. And you feel like, what? The feature of one file, it will involve 6 files or 8. And you say, why are we having 8 files edited? What happened? And then you realize that no, the AI was doing its thing. Okay, so I'm almost there. I'm just deploying the app now. Thank you for the like, guys, on TikTok. Thank you. And people on YouTube, how are you doing? What's your thought about AI? Do you think it's true that we need to go beyond the chatbot? Because that's my take. We need to go beyond the chatbot. That's why you see the camera things, the grass thing is working. People, it's between you and what you want to do. The headset, yeah, the same pattern. It can be able to listen to what is being said, translate that, give it back to you. So if you can press it somewhere in between user experience, you're good. And that's why most of the prediction for this year was saying that there will be a lot of extensions because it can do a lot of things when it's on the browser already, and it can access your browser, it can access everything, and that's why you see cursor is standing out. It's the same as VS Code, but with powered now. They integrated AI within, so you don't need to stress again. You don't need to think about you jumping in and out. When we cut that, we finish. You see tools like Perplexity, they removed you to use AI, go to search, to Google, go back and forth. No. Do everything at one press. Yeah, do everything here and you are good. Let's see, I'm done. So I have that key. Let me grab the key for this. grab the key for this, and then it will be done, running up and running. So yeah, that's my main takeaway. And the good thing is now, the good thing as we are moving forward is everything has to be beyond just AI. And what does that mean? That means agentic capabilities, and not agentic as we used to see it. This is agentic beyond the single agent. No, this is multi-agent, where every task is done in a certain expected way. Every task is done in a certain expected way, and there's more result on every task. And the good thing, you don't need to show all of these agents. As long as that is agentic, you know how many agents you are using on the back end, and you know how you are breaking everything, which take me to what I saw on Crew AI. Wow, that was good. Crew AI, they added on their new version capability to create automation. Look it up. It's amazing. It's a way to go. I really liked that. I don't know why, but it was like, yes, this is where we are going. So you can do some automation, and that you do them in code base, and you can start executing something based on some event. So exactly the same way as we are doing now with NA10, you can do them in code base, and you can flow with the result. It was so good. I like it. That feature, that is one of the best. That's one of the best. Yeah, that's one of the best. And at the end of the day, all of that, when you put them on the back end, you don't need to stress the user with that information. Nobody needs to know what you're doing on the back end. Nobody needs to know that. If it works, does it work? I think that's this other guy said that. Actually, it's not a guy. It's somebody with his own cache was saying that if it works, don't stress me with it's using Java, I'm using JavaScript, I use the library so and so. No. Does it work? People are happy? Can they pay? Let's do it. Let's do it. So I will add this to agent. I have this agent flow, and I'll add this to one of the yeah. Let me set it domain, and then it will be up and running. Let me set the domain for this and expose this up and see what we can do with that in few seconds. Yeah, so assistant here, you say what you want to do, and it should be able to do some of the basic things. Some of the other things are not yet configured to work, because now what I'm going, which I was looking if there's even any new way, is to go with now the agentic power on the back end. Because currently I'm going direct to model. There's no much of the agentic, but the next thing here is to add the agentic power so that it start to doing what it should be doing. Yeah. Okay, I'm almost there. Almost there. Good. Yep, that's pretty good. remember when AI was starting and it was like abomination to connect AI to internet. It was funny. It was really funny that no, it's not connected to the internet, so you just get the basic of it. But then the search was like, let's connect search, come on. And when the search was connected, or when the tools was opened, like, you know what? AI without tools is useless. People started to realize that you cannot use AI without internet. It was almost like not real smart, but when you give it the capability to access the internet, when you give the capability to do things, now think of this AI which will be able to transcribe, and there will be no the path that I'm taking is there's no AI assistant anywhere in this. It's just AI native application which doesn't do anything in front end, doesn't show you anything in front end about AI, but fully AI native application. So it solves whatever problem that you need. So you just come here, it's okay, I have this text, I have this audio, you upload that audio, and boom, you get fully description, explanation, whatsoever you want. Agent 4, yeah, there we go. You come here, you say, okay, and not only that, it's going to search some of the keyword to make sure that it proves that the audio, I think that's another part. That's another thing that I saw yesterday, some videos, and I was like, are this video real? And what if now somebody can be able to upload a video just to verify, or to put the link and to get some verification that this video really happened? And how do you verify that? Yeah, but I think that's the way to go, especially for this video that are not, they are talking about news, but you can't tell, especially for these public figures, that their information is all over the internet, so the models has been trained enough about them. I've seen them in millions of times, so you cannot even tell if is this really AI or not. So I think, yeah, that should be ideal too. Yeah, that should be ideal too. And this we call, how can we call this? We can call this, how should we call this? Can you guys hear me now? Yep. Okay. Yeah, yep. So those are the thing. To me, I don't believe that everything should be chatbot. Let's get rid of chatbot. Let's start building apps that are out of not chatbots. Come on. There's a lot of ideas. Learn from Notebook LM without double L. Notebook LM is one of the good example. So yes, we call this what? Should we call this? What should we call this? Should we give it? We are going to call it X for now. X dot. Yeah. No, that doesn't sound. But X is something which you don't know, so it's a good name for starting. So yeah, let's call it X for now, and then we say X dot agent flow dot tech. I think that's 8,000, right? Are you working on any projects, AI native project that you want to share? What is your thought about that? Do you think the chatbot time is over? Because it should be over. The time to scare people that my app is powered by AI is no longer. Now you have to show them, you have to give them the good user experience, that's all. Yeah, give them the good user experience. There we go. So our X is up and running, which is good. Let's see, I'm not sure, I haven't tested any feature here, which is true, and I know. Yeah, that's good. Which is going back to chat, which we don't need that. We are moving out of chat. So this is a good start though. This is really a good start. Yeah, let me do with the key. Did I restart the model? What about web search? Because I added them together. Let's see. Oh, we need two only. Okay. Yeah, this haven't got connected. I'm sure it's the key environment variables, because they need to access some environment variable for keys and the like. Let me see. I have that, I have that too. What about content extraction? Let me give x dot agent for dot tech. Just need markdown. I don't need both of them. Okay. That's a bug. Is this key working? Yeah, these are key issue because they are all not working. The 3, while the transcribing is working. Let's verify that. Let's verify that. The good thing of testing things, building and pushing them to prod level, production environment, you get a chance to get the guesswork out of the way. So if it works, you know, okay, this is ideal, this is possible, or this is not. Yeah, these tools that doesn't need to use keys, they are working. So I know now. Let's see the speech. How all right, so that's good. Let's see, Jenny, Natasha, and you. That's strange.
Stop building chatbot and start building native AI applications.
Okay, so yeah, other tools are working. The only tools that are not working are these tools that are depending on the keys. So let me fix that. Let me work on that. So we have Quen keys. Oh, yep, I see. I see. Now I would do the full. Actually, I have to pull also these 2 variables. Let's get rid of. Let's stop building the chatbots. Let's start building the real app. Come on, it's possible. We can do better than that. As if everything is chatbot. People are now tired. They want real application. Like normal. To me, I think also, I don't know, I think this is crazy, but I think having turning the UI as a turning the chat interface as a next interface, I think also is going to be cool, because people are now used to chatbots, chat interface, which means they can be able to do a lot with chat interface. So there's 2 possible ways. Either people moving everything to chat interface, especially now with MCP, which comes with a lot of other things, resources. It comes with prompt. It comes with tools. So think of that. You have your website and it's saved only through chat interface by providing the MCP, and anyone who is connected to that MCP, they can do whatever they want using the chat interface. Maybe that will be easy. Why it's going to be easy on that direction is because chat interface allow people to speak instead of typing or instead of touching actual UI. I think so. So let's say you want to check your Facebook. You just pull your chat. Say, what's up? Who liked me today on Facebook? And the AI go pull the data, tell you, okay, so and so liked you. Your profile is going well, but the image you uploaded was liked by this and this and this. Okay, next, can you like some pictures? Yes, who do you want to like? Take me through the story of today. What is trending? So it gives you, I think that's another option. That's another way I think things might turn out. If people are not going to leave totally the chatbot, they are going to embrace it in almost everything because it comes with number of opportunities. Voice, mostly. Because people are becoming lazy and lazy every day. Okay, that's a good question. So the idea is to have fully application that is using AI on the back end, so you can be able to analyze audio, get the summary of the audio or PDF easily, but also expand or explain understanding the text itself. So maybe you have uploaded the audio and you want to understand it. Now the TTS comes as the final output, the other output. So instead of you getting the text back, you can get the audio back. So it can read back to you what is there. So that's the main part of the TTS. And so if we move from typing to audio, then the TTS comes into the picture, very big context. But also if you don't want to read the summary, you want to listen to the summary, also this play a very big role. So you upload something, you want to understand your audio, you upload audio, you want to understand, you want to get the summary, and then you say, okay, by the way, I don't want to read anything. I just want to listen to the summary of the audio that I shared, and then it gives you. Yeah. The idea is to move away from chatbot. Yeah. The idea is to stop using chatbot and start doing things different way. What do you think? Should we continue this direction or should we find another problem to solve? Because people doesn't like to write most of the time and doesn't like to read actually. So AI comes in as a helper.
Stop building chatbot and start building native AI applications.
Did you hear the voice? It's not. Let me connect it today. It's supposed to be connected to the speaker. That audio is just generated a few minutes ago. But yeah, let's see. Okay.
Stop building chatbot and start building native AI applications.
Yeah, so that's just a text. You can generate them dialect from here. But the key thing is not this. The key thing is that combination where you choose the output when you are talking to the AI. What the final output do you want? Do you want audio? Do you want text? And also, yeah. But also now when you are not thinking about AI, so things like this will not be there totally. So you have the chance to feel like you are using up dialect and memory without AI stacking the UI, the chatbot standing in your face like, hey, use me. Because that's what happened. There's a lot of AI chatbot. And if you are coming, as you are coming in, I was mentioning about good example of replacing AI chatbot to kind of native AI experiences, Notebook LM, where you just come and you drop your sources and then you place audio and then you have the audio. And you feel like, how did they get that audio? Yeah, the same process. They need your context. They have the AI which will go through the text, summarize the text, put the text together, send back the transcript, and now the transcript is generated by using text-to-speech. Very straight. And then the text-to-speech generated that. Now the good thing that I saw, I don't know, I don't remember. Because the good thing now they are adding, because it's getting better and better, you can also contribute in conversation, which was like, what? Yeah. You can be part of the whole conversation. You can ask a question in the middle. And that happened because they cut out, they give you the different experience, not the chatbot experience. And that's what I'm pushing for. Yeah, no chatbot, just good experience. No these tools all over here. No. Actually, let me test if the key has worked. No. Still having issues with my keys. What about content? Yep. So these are the three key related tools. They are really having issues. Let me work on that. Okay, let's see. No way. So we move there. We move from using chatbot to using app, which using AI on the back end. I'll be happy. I'm sure the next show I'll be having these features working as I am imagining. I am working on, yeah. Definitely. Okay. Let's do this. Should say that. What AI, what chatbot do you use most of the time? You use Claude or you use ChatGPT? Keys there, everything is there. Okay, so if everything is good, let me change this. Collab. What AI chatbot are you using and why exactly? Because when I look at my reason of using the chatbot I'm using, I'm always like, it's funny. Every time I look at the AI chatbot I use and the reasons, it's like, why am I using this? But it's very funny. And it was hard to convince some other people until they saw it. And they were like, okay, I think I understand why you use it. No, it's still on the development stage. So it doesn't have even a name so far. We are calling it X. Yeah. As you can see, this is coming direct from our Docker. So after pushing the Docker here, that's what I get from GitHub. I have pushed it on my VPS. It's called X so far, but I'm working on that. It will be ready to be exposed, I think, from tomorrow after making it a little bit work accordingly. Because now it does very basic stuff. It does all the things that's supposed to be done, but in a basic standard that most of the things are doing. So the idea is to move from there toward the other direction. You understand me? Bongo Kama Chai Chin, I don't know. How are you? Welcome. It's good to have you guys. It's good to have everyone here. I really appreciate. I really appreciate all of you. And yeah, Bongo Kamachi Chai Chin, I don't know. How are you? Welcome. Okay. So, okay, back here. My keys are going through everything on my server is going through, so which is good. And which is expected. Big news. What's the big news? Okay. So now the thing I want to make sure I fix is the key issue. The key issue. Yes, we need to move from chatbot, possibly. If we are going to stick with chatbot UI, then we need to move everything to chatbot UI. That's actually what I'm thinking and what I think it will happen. If it doesn't happen out there, it will happen to me too. Some of the app will move totally to chatbot UI. So everything, you can do everything with your chatbot. You can go to Facebook, check your messages, answer, check your feed, find out who likes you, find out why. The good thing of moving or putting AI on this platform, it's analysis. Because remember, AI is so good at analysis. It can do analysis in a very special way, which makes it so great. So that's what I think of that. If we move, so if it's on chat, you don't need to stress. You can convert from text, audio to the video, the same chat. You can be able to chat dialect with your Facebook. You can be able to see dialect to video call your Facebook, which is crazy. Does that even sound like it can be done? That is crazy. Okay, here we go. This is what I want. Let me use this. Let me use this. Akash, do you use what AI do you prefer most between Chat GPT and the Claude mostly, or you don't use any? Because when it comes to image or they call Osiara. I think Quen is good one, according to what I've seen so far. I think it would do a very good work. Yeah, that's the one. That is the one, so good. Yeah, Quen is one of the good one too. Actually, I use Quen most of the time for API. Yeah. It works better for me. Remember that part for me. It's not for everyone. Yep. Start. Let's see. so easy and so nice. Yeah, I think that's good to be working good. Yes, hi, how are you? How are you doing? Welcome. This is AI, so it should feel like that. That's exactly what. Yep, that's one of the good things. BB81, how are you? You're welcome, man. Do you build, do you develop, or what do you do? Because you're trying to build something here. We're trying to build a native app with our chatbot. I'm trying to get rid of chatbots. Does that sound marketable? Do you think we can make anything out of that? That's fine. This is AI native application. AI native application. Which is not a chatbot, because that is very common. actually? Actually, not like, I'm just testing only, so not like really debugging. It's testing because I'm crossing this chapter. Yeah, I'm crossing this chapter looking for chapter 2, where this will be fully now functioning up. Yeah. The idea is not to have a chatbot, but we are using AI. That's the idea. How can you use AI without chatbot? How can you utilize AI capability, or how can you build application that utilize AI capability without building a chatbot? It's very straight. It's very, very straight. Yes. AI chatbot has to go. Trust me. Now we need to build AI applications, native AI applications that function and work well while on the background they're using AI, but we don't scream in front of people with chatbot. What do you think? Removing chatbot out of the way. Curious Mind TV. That sounds good. I don't know what does that mean. I don't speak that language, but sound interesting. Okay. That's it. That's the way to go, man. That's the way to go. Because people, there's two feeling. That's what I'm saying. I have two feeling. I have two feeling that if people are not going to move away from chatbot and build full applications that are utilizing AI but not chatbot, then they are going to move everything to the chatbot. You see where I'm standing? I'm exploring both ways to understand that where are people going to totally fall. Yes. So, wow, okay, you need a trigger or some kind of callback when even having to make. It's going to be there. No, the AI will be on the back end, kind of. I was giving example for Notebook LM, the Google one. So the Google Notebook LM, they don't scream in your face that chat store the context, hash map it. I don't get what you're saying. But what I'm saying is these are the tools that are going to be for the future. Don't scream with the chatbot in front of user, because either they are going to they are getting fed up with chatbots, so they are like, you know what, I don't need another chatbot, because there's a lot of chatbot. How do you bring AI experience without screaming that this is AI? So you will see my app tomorrow. I think I'll be finalizing some of the part, but yeah, this is the first layer, and the UI for showcasing some of the tools also ready. The main part is when now all the things are done on the back end. So yeah, you can see it's possible. Just get rid of chatbot. Don't build another chatbot, please. Don't build another chatbot, because people are like, you know what? We have them. We have them. It's enough. Don't build another chatbot. It's even better, because if you look at what the prediction was being mentioned for this year exactly, a lot of things are going to be built which are standing between user and what they are going to use. So maybe the glass things you want to see, but also it has the vision capability model, it has the audio understanding model, it can transcribe whatever is being fed to it. Those are the tools that people need. So something that stands between user and their experience. Keyboard is one of the cool things. And I'm saying that because I tested that. It's way, way better. If you give the user experience that you don't need to scream to them that AI, it's crazy, you know? Yeah. There's a lot of tools that now they're going to move away from having noise about AI, but using AI on the back end. Because remember, AI is so good at the analysis. So you can feed it information like what Notebook LM they are doing. You give the information, it just gets all the information, summarize them using AI, creating a transcript using AI, send the transcript to the TTS, which is a tool, and the TTS produces you a very nice podcast. So the TTS has nothing to do with AI on the one side, because AI will do all the transcript. Yep. And yeah, so there's a lot of things that people has to take charge, change, and adapt. If you are thinking about building another AI application, make sure it's not a chatbot. So I love what you say. You need to, it's going to be there. You need a trigger. It's going to be backend. It's going to be integrated on the backend. You don't need to pull anything. As long as that you have the backend, the server. It's like, do you hear people tell you that this application is using a server? Why should they? Or it's using the database? I don't think people will start explaining to you, like Facebook is selling Facebook to you and tells you about the database. Doesn't make sense. Because you want to know if it can save the data. That's what the user need to know. Can it save my data? Yes. Can I get my data back? Yes. Can I see my friend? Can they see me? Now with AI, you can say, can I analyze my engagement? Can I ask for recommendation? Because now AI is being used on social media, but is not used to help you. It's used to help the company. What if it can be used to help you? that, okay, can you mark my conversation or my post? I love that. That's good. I like that too. It's a good, funny thing. But yeah, there's a lot of things that can be built. Because if it analyzes the thing, exactly, you see. But it's not for you. The problem is for the company. If it was for you, you could be able to ask, like, which content should I focus on? Why this content didn't work well? But you can't. But they know that most of the time. Yep. So I love that. I really love that. The good thing is if they expose, which is happening now, but now it's going to happen by builders like you. You build application. So Good Monk is saying, and that's why I hate big data. If they expose this big data to everyone, then you can build those kind of apps that are helping user to understand what it is, to understand even their own behavior, their own challenges on the content they're sharing. Because you can ask it, okay, can you analyze why this picture didn't get the same likes like the previous picture? And the LLM will tell you, okay, maybe based on the lighting, the light was not enough, things like that you could not even ask anyone. If you ask your friend, you say, no, they're good. That's good. So to extract data, it's good. So if you put recommendation part, if you put recommendation in front and don't stress user with LLM part, that what we can do, we can extract data, but also analyze the data and do much with your data. That's what we are good at. But don't give them the UI which is a chatbot that, okay, upload here. No. Give them the place to upload their files and then give them the feedback, the result. People like to do the action and they get the feedback. And you choose now how to present that. You can use, that's why I was saying that if we are moving totally toward the chatbot, it's possible because people will be happy to use audio. So instead of them typing, instead of them uploading, they can upload, but also they can speak. If they showed us what they know about us, they wouldn't be. I love that. That's true. That's really true. That's really true. That's really true. But that's the whole business. The whole business is about the data this time. And the more data you get, what actually is also only the data. Because you can get data, but what are you doing with that data? So it's thinking outside the box to make that data worthy. You have the data. What are you doing with that data? Maybe you have an application which is having 20 registered users. What are they benefiting from? What are you helping them to understand their even pattern? Or what are you learning from them? Because these people, this big social media, they even learn about you logging in and logging out. Those are data. They're using that. The pattern you use to log in and logging out, the pattern you use to change your profile picture, those inform them about something. The pattern you use to like even the picture, the moment you press like, there is information you have shared about you. The moment you place dislike, you are communicating. And we think the data is just all the text we are. No, sometimes those are not the big thing. The big thing is, what do you do on the app? I agree. That's why you need to build one. That's why I'm trying even to build one. You need to build tools. And this is a good time to build tools because two things. I hear a lot of people complaining. So if you are building tools, make sure that the tool you are building, you have control over the data so that you can be able to learn from that particular data yourself. You can even look at that data from your own perspective. So you look at the data, it's okay, this is how Good Monkey is logging in and logging out. And this is how, and what time does he do that? Which days in the week? No. As the moment somebody log in your application, the moment somebody registers in your application, they are agreeing with your terms and conditions. That's why there is terms and conditions. So the moment you log in, you register in a certain website, they will show you that, do you agree with our terms and conditions? And most of us, we don't read that. But one of the things is we use your information to help our app to work well. Exactly. Yeah. The moment you sound ridiculous, the moment you attack someone, no, people will like fight. If we can start a fight right here, you'll be surprised where people will come from. If we can start a fight here, you'll be surprised where people will come from. All over, they will like, guys, there's a fight somewhere, let's go. People like things that are not normal. And fight is one of the things that looks abnormal. And okay, well, let's see, why are they fighting? And that's why even big stars, they use that. They will just fake misunderstanding with some other people to get their attention. Decentralize, it sounds good. It sounds good to decentralize things, but at the end of the day, it sounds good, but I don't know. I don't know. Because sometimes, somewhere, people seems to be secure, but they're not. Yes, if you empower the user, why AI should be there actually? The good thing is let's people have the access to the information and they be informed. That's another part. So expose, help them to, if they want, they can press the button to learn more about things and now they know. And the moment someone is informed, they can do anything with that information, mostly for the better. Yeah. So the more they are informed, the more they are doing the right things, quote unquote. But it helps them to know what they should do. Quantum computing. What do you think we are going to do there? What is going to be different from there? Because you reminded me, somebody told me that AI is what? But he say AI is populated, so we are going toward the biometric, something like that. And I looked it up. I was like, it's like AI for biometric. He says something like that, and I was, okay, that sounds good. But what is your idol? What does that mean? I don't get it. Penguin, what does that mean? I don't get it. What do you mean? Yes, Patrick, how are you? Nice to see you here. If you are still here, we are on YouTube. I think mostly YouTube it's active. That's the same thing. And the good thing, the more it's the same with more capability and more crazy. So we are rotating on the same part. Oh, my VS Code. I see. Okay, I get you. I was like, what is he talking? I don't know. I'm using Codebase, so I don't Codespace from GitHub. So I don't do any configuration. I just open it. I do what I want to do. It's not my really environment, but I use this because it doesn't stress my device. I'm doing live and the number of, so all the computing stress is on this particular, but yeah, I get you. It was changing that next time I go up. Quantum much more, because that's another part. Yeah, I think that's good. Yes, Patrick, feel free to join the conversation. We have a very amazing conversation on YouTube right now about AI and the like. So my take on AI, first of all, is make sure you build something that is going to be between the user experience. So the extension is number one. If we build extension that give the user very good experience for browser, then where they spend a lot of time and you are there, that's good. That's a very good one, because yeah, people are spending a lot of time on browser. And now people are spending a lot of time on chatbot. So give them the MCP. Give them the good MCP that they can think that they cannot live without. But at the end of the day, let's move from that and either move everything to the chatbot or move everything to other side. Yeah, let's try that. It will work. Trust me, scrolling it's not, because you saw me because you were scrolling, first of all. So it's not as bad. But and we learn things from that. Now it's like forever you are doing just that. You are scrolling, next, pushing the button. That's a problem. But if you are scrolling first, searching for where should I stop, where should I get some conversation that I can engage in, I can talk to, I can share my views, I think it's good. Yeah, back to, yes, I use MCP. I was working actually yesterday on MCP, and which is going to feed the whole of this new idea. But the good thing is everything will be done on the back end. There is no stress on the user part. What I'm main stressing about, which is not a stress, because I'll cross that bridge once I reach it. I shouldn't stress. I'll think about. But they based on you scrolling. So like, okay, today you scrolled for 3 to 4 hours, which cannot be quantified. But on the part of learning, you didn't learn anything. So maybe you need to change on this, on this, on this. So if you have those kind of button in your profile, giving you that information, because they do have them. They do have those information. But if they can expose them a little bit more to user, it could be way better. Just my thought, man. I don't know. But the more user is given more information or access, can be able to decide well. Well, is MCP a protocol? That's a good question. It's called a protocol, yeah. There is a protocol actually in the same word. Exactly. So how have you been hearing about it? What have you heard about MCP? Well said by Good Monkey. Now they call a USB-C for AI. That you just, boom, you can plug anything there. What did you hear about? What information have you heard mostly, Gabriel? So how are you using it? So tell me again, Good Monkey, you use MCP to get GPT to dialect instruct cast. Okay. Oh, so you wanted it to do, I love that. That's a good idea. But it didn't work? Now you need to have the goal for, you need to have the goal for the GPT, because the GPT will be telling according to the information that GPT has, probably. No, it's okay, Gabriel. You don't need to search everything. Sometimes there's a lot to be searched and you can't search everything. But yeah, as what he's saying, it's just a tool that will help you. It's a protocol that will help your AI model to access tools. And when we are talking about tools, we are talking about functions that have instruction of what to do something specifically. So before it was tricky to have this particular, for AI to access these tools, and everyone was trying to do on their own ways. And that's why they came up with the MCP to have like unified general standard for every AI model that, okay, the best way is to hook the MCP, and whatever tool structure is going to be informed. So you build one, you can use it on GPT, ChatGPT, on other AI model easily. Yeah. That's good. That's good. Yeah. I think using local AI is good too. Oh, hello, what is this about? Yes. We are talking about, I'm going back to rocks. We are talking about moving away from chatbot to AI native application. So people should not push the chatbot in every app, because every app you hear is chatbot. But what if we give people this experience of application while using AI on the back end without stressing someone with the same thing like chat interface? That's number one option. Number two option is bringing everything to chatbot. So you access chatbot and you log in your Facebook using chatbot. Everything happened direct there. What is your thought, Roxy? There is two, three, there's a resource, there is prompt. So there is a resource, prompt, and the tools. What if you look at prompt part? Because prompt will be coming as a instruction, which also can take some parameters if you want, or they can come straight. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's possible. It's doable in a certain way. Wait, I saw something. There's a way MCP can call. I have to verify that. But I saw something like that. It was on VS Code or something. I don't remember. But I think it's a good idea. It's a good idea if the two can communicate. What if, I don't know. What if you make, I'm just thinking aloud. But what if you make your, is that possible though? You make extension that is going to, no. But yeah, you can think about that line too. Extension that is going to use other extension to use the chat on Casa. Because it returned the result. So let's say, look, let's say the cursor is told about this, that, okay, if you want to know what you're supposed to do, get the information from this tool. So, and that tool doesn't give the information, only it doesn't give just information, but it get the information from GPT. So when cursor call that tool, get the what's supposed to be done, and it do whatever's supposed to be done, and it has been instructed, okay, every time you want to know what the next step, call this particular tool. Can you try that way? Yeah, I think that can work. So if it calls that tool, it has to pass the information about what it has done so that the tool will tell it the next step. What do you think, good monkey? So when I think that can work, because the tool will return the instruction and the cursor will follow the instruction. Because, yeah, the tool will send, okay, I'm done with this. What should I do next? And then it's doable. It's doable. Trust me, now I see how possible it can be. I think so. Good monkey, you can do that. I think so. You can do that. If you align it in that way, that every time when you are done doing whatever you are doing, call this tool. So when it calls that tool, and that tool is accessing the GPT, so it's saying, okay, I've done this. What should I do next? And then I see that. I see that happening. Do you think that can be ideal? Yeah. Never used cursor, but it doesn't wind surf and G. Yes, you know it already. Windsurf was actually the first one I tried. Then cursor was too loud for me, and I moved totally. But I tried cursor, windsurf. Yeah. GitHub Copilot. Come on, every VS code, even here, even my code space here, it have access to GitHub Copilot. But when they are missing, because when they miss that, sometimes you need to emphasize, like, you know what? This is what you should do. Because without emphasis, sometimes it will pass it. It's like if you have a number of tools, it will just choose the tool, feel like, okay, this is called quick search, and this is called search. And it's okay, I think quick search is ideal here. Let me use quick search. So if you need to see exact results, sometimes you like focus here. Yeah, let's see. All right. That's good. That's good. Yeah, the more you allow it to, like, if you give it a little bit more context, I'm sure it will work. That's one thing now I see. I'm sure and positive with that combination, it should work. As long as that you have your MCP running and ready to receive. It's good. And I love Casa, I love CRUD web app, because with CRUD web app you can also try your MCP to see, does it work well? Is it functioning properly? I use it most of the time. If I want to test that this MCP is worthy and ready for production level, I need to see it working on CRUD web app, because it's straight and it's easy. Straight and easy. Straight and easy. Okay, I think I'm good here. Yeah. I think I'm good here. And which agent library do you prefer between Langchain and the Crew? Wow, this Oxy. So I will use this and this. Wow, that's a very good one. I was, but now I'm not. Now I'm talking to you. How are you, by the way? Are you a programmer, or you love it in a certain way? Now I'm totally not. Just, yeah, totally not. Just talking to these good people here. Yeah, not I care. That's the fact. But yeah, it's a good thing to know that yeah, that's a good idea. I discovered that YouTube download is illegal, so I forgot about it. That's true. But you can use their API. They offer the API. YouTube offer the API. So if you use their official API, I think there is no problem. Only that this We don't use YouTube. I think I haven't included any YouTube part. It's all about PDFs, audio. So I mean that, but yeah, let's say somebody used the link for YouTube. I think I'll look at that. That's true. If you just download it without using their official API, you can be in trouble. Or you will not sell to anyone. To be just for learning purpose, which cannot be replicated, because who will allow that to work on their app? It's tricky. Now, the best way is to go with APIs. Search for APIs for this. Most of these apps, they offer their APIs. It's not reliable, but sometimes they can shut you down at any moment also if they feel like but it's good. Use the proper channel when you're building something to sell mostly. If you're building something to sell, build it with proper channels. So what are you working with? Did you say you are working on an agentic thing, or which library do you prefer? I was trying to figure out. You prefer which library exactly? It's a solution. The only challenge, let's say, you can frame it in a certain way. For that one, you can frame it in a certain way that maybe somebody doesn't see properly, but they can use audio. So mostly you do that when you want to do automation, but you can still frame it. Sometimes this thing, if it's especially for this case of yours, is how you frame, do you explain about it? Because if you phrase it in a certain way, people feel like, let's check at this guy. Let's find out. But if you phrase it in a solution way, yeah, because everything can be changed. Everything can be phrased in a way that it's tricky. But if you phrase it in a certain way that people feel, okay, there's a problem here, and I'm solving this problem using this. Because scribing itself, some people, to some website, it's also an issue. That's why I moved it to this. I used to do it manually, but I moved it now to Firecrawl because of that. To make sure that we use proper tools that are known, and also people can build maybe that way. But in another case is, if we're building something like this, which is a little bit serious, you need to reduce number of API calls and call those necessary APIs only. Because scrapping can be done. You can code that. Searching internet, you can leave it to Google and call that API. So that's how I look at it sometimes also. It's okay. What should I use the API? Does it make sense? Is it necessary? Let's say for TTS, for example, you want just basic text to speech. You don't need to start paying to TTS for just basic TTS testing purpose. Because if you are paying for every testing, every learning, a code you are building, then it's not sustainable. It's very, very tricky. Yeah, but yeah, let's move from chats from chatbot. Let's really move from chatbot and build real solutions that are not chatbot based. The funny thing is they are going to do the same thing that they could do on chatbot, but now they are going to include the UI, they are going to present something, they are going to format. Not everything, suppose someone has to press either copy, lie, no. That's my thought, my thinking, I don't know. And if we are moving toward the chatbot, let's bring everything there. So we build social media that are on chatbot. Everything we build, every app that is also on chatbot. So everything, either we move away or we move all in. All out or all in. Okay. Another thing I like about tools, if you build it yourself, you can instruct it the way you want and you will know how to deal with the data it will return. So let's say you're building like this TTS, it's returning as base64, and the base64 you can deal with it the way you want. You can either you convert it at that particular time you want. So the model will be able to show you that, but also you can look at that and okay. Or you can choose to upload it direct. And that is where the automation I saw with Crew AI comes into play. Yeah. How do we see that? We'll see that as we go. Good. I think we are good to go. So much so good. So yeah, I think I'll be finalizing this tomorrow, and I'll be working on the rest of the parts and see what we can have before we close that. Okay, this is the app which is doing, it's going to do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, simple thing like that, but no chart, which is good, which is really, really good. So we use AI on the back end, power it, make it do the miracles. So guys, thank you very much for stopping by. I really appreciate every one of you who took time to stop by, ask question, and yeah, I'm now developing a very good behavior of using code space comparing to my computer, which is good. I think you should try it. It takes out the stress to your computer. It's a good one. It's a good way to do code sometime. But yeah, apart from that, I really appreciate, and until next time, you guys are amazing.